Alrighty, welcome back everybody to the third week of our summer technology tech Bytes programs here at the Schaumburg Library. Today's going to be the third week and the third class of our MIT App Inventor, where we are learning a new concept, learning how to develop, and that mentality of making some apps with MIT App Inventor. As always, guys, thank you so much for coming out here today. And we got a great crowd of people coming in, which is always great to see. If you know more people who would like to come, spread the word. The more, the merrier. So without any further ado, let's get on started. By now, you guys know who we are. My name is Ron Sneaky, guys, incoming freshman at the University of Illinois at Chicago this upcoming fall. Recently graduated from James B. Conant High School and going to be majoring in computer science. Excited about what's to come.
And my name is Labdi, also just graduated from, not just, I graduated a long time ago by now, but I'm going to be an incoming freshman at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, sister school to UIC, but also in Illinois.
You know, it's been a month today since like the last day of school. It's crazy how fast has gone by. So
yeah,
summer's been going by fast.
Very fast.
Alrighty, so let's get to today and what we will be accomplishing. You guys know this MIT App Inventor Day, so we got to get started off with our debate of the day. Taking 5 minutes to talk about that. Then just doing a quick recap of our process with the MIT App Inventor, making sure we're all good with the app and the website, talking about what the app development process is, getting our brains turning, and then getting some more experience with the actual website and today's task of adding some images to our apps as well.
Yep. All right, so our topic of discussion for today: if humans were to colonize Mars, would you volunteer to move there? Why or why not?
I would definitely move to Mars.
Why?
This is my dream one day, to become like the Martian. Get stabbed in the chest and left behind by your teammates. That's fun.
The real question is, why would you want to move though? If you have everything, you know, here on Earth, everything is already set in play. Why would you want to go to a place where
anyways, Earth is going to die soon, so we need to expand our reach out.
Well, even if Earth is gonna die, that's gonna be only like when the sun swells, and that's gonna be like in a billion years. How do you know humanity is gonna continue for a billion years?
Exactly, and that's why we move ahead right now.
Who knows? But who knows? The population can overpopulate a planet, right? The human population. We are an invasive species. We're invading Earth. We're taking over. And one day we won't be enough for Earth anymore. If we want to evolve and multiply ourselves, we should go to other planets. In the future, we should go to other planets. So, and then if it goes there, maybe, because robots are on Mars, right? If they can, we can too. I mean, we're still testing it, aren't we, right?
Yep, right now we do have the Perseverance rover, and China sent up their rover on Mars taking photos. You know, that was a huge thing a couple months ago. But the difference
is, we could even, like a bigger idea, we could even just colonize another galaxy.
Totally.
Oh, if we went to Mars, then what if we find out that time is different there? Like for every time we rotate around the sun, it's a year in Earth times or something.
That too, and it would take years to go to that galaxy.
And you just had to like change everything.
Galaxies are light years away, which are many more years. And going to Mars is alone like a 10-month journey.
Yeah, I would probably not want to go to Mars because it would just cost billions of dollars though. And we can just use that money instead to clean up Earth and also explore more of the underground and oceans. So instead of going to Mars, we can help use it to make Earth better.
Now that's a smart idea.
Yeah, but what if like the sun is, but the sun it'll just eat up all the planets.
Chase saying that the Earth is good enough for him. Chase, the Earthers.
Hi, the Earthers. Earthers want to be on the Earth.
I can just imagine the people a bunch of people go to Mars, and then the people on Earth and the people on Mars don't get along. Oh, this is better. And I don't think that's not gonna end well. I can imagine that happening because that can happen. That can happen.
Galaxy Wars 3, we'll call it.
Okay, guys, have fun dying on Earth when the sun explodes.
As long as As I'm dying, I'm just going to say worth it.
Avanish is
But
concerned
Jason's
about.
just
We
gonna-
won't be even alive when the Earth does expand,
No, Chase.
so it doesn't even matter
Chase somehow
for
managed
us.
to travel in the future from yesterday's discussion, right on. So he manages to travel forward in time, finds out that his descendants are dead, and then is that one guy in the End of the World movie. What was that movie? It's like, oh yeah, 2016, that movie. Where
Yeah,
What
no,
if there's like
the
a
one guy on the
wormhole?
motorbike.
You can time travel like and then go through a wormhole and see how the future will be like.
Yeah, Chase is that one guy on the motorbike in 2016 where he just watches the world explode.
Yeah, but then I just ride my rocket to Earth and settle in the moon cities. Because if we're already going to Mars, then we've probably got the moon colonies set up already. So I'll just ride my rocket to the moon as I wave goodbye to Earth.
well, going to the moon is a totally different thing, and the Earth population, what we're reaching like 8 billion people, so something to consider. But I think NASA is saying by 2030, sending some humans to the moon, but to Mars. But the question is, do you really want to go on a 10-month journey to a place where nobody has ever visited? Let's get a quick reaction to polls. Let's get a quick poll right here. So if you would ever want to go to Mars, let's get a thumbs up or a yes in the chat.
Well, also, if you survived it, then you could say you were the last one to see Earth.
True. All right, we got a couple people, but it looks like most everybody here are Earthers wanting to stay and finish it out on Earth.
Let's
Or we-
go.
We're pleased where we are.
Imagine future dads saying to their kids, not using their legs to move by using high tech and saying, back in my day, I used to walk to get around. And kids saying, yeah, right, we got to use a jetpack. Who would you tell? Yamini, there would be no descendants at Mars. Who would you tell? That's a quick question.
I don't know.
Alrighty.
Tell
Well,
your reflection.
your reflection, yeah. It will literally just be a reflection, or even if there's water on Mars, just you and yourself.
For your different personalities.
Yeah. A paradox, Rishi, am I hearing the paradox from meeting yourself on Mars?
Meeting yourself on Mars, there's a paradox, and your life is a paradox. And basically, going to Mars is a paradox, so you weren't one of the astronauts on it. So the whole Mars mission is a paradox.
Alrighty, well, that concludes
You're
our...
jeopardizing humanity by going to meet yourself.
Well, although we're not going to be meeting ourselves, it's time to meet our app for the day. So concluding the debate for today, it tied nicely to yesterday's idea about...
Just saying, my
sending.
brother had such a good idea. Travel to the past to live longer. He had the best idea ever. Travel to the past to live longer. Makes sense.
Or cover your mistakes.
Not possible.
Well, let's see.
Well, wait, that's how time travel works, right? Doesn't that how it works? It works like well, it like time travel. What changes in the past will change the future.
Well, time travel, it could result in a lot of different outcomes for the future. So that could be our future debate. But now, let's move on towards not pills, but the summer programs we got going on here at the library. You guys all know by now, every day, 3 days a week, we got programs. Every Monday, Web Development Bell Day, we are solving new problems with the programming language of JavaScript, tackling them similar to algorithmic programming. Did our first one yesterday. You guys had a fun time with that. Posted that recap to the Google Classroom as well. Every Tuesday, like today, we got MIT App Inventor, where we're learning how to create some actual apps and be able to deploy them with our phones as well, which we'll do towards the end of today's class as well. Then every Wednesday tomorrow, we got web project development, where we're creating actual projects with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript with visual input, buttons, JavaScript logic, and making it look nice as well. Everything starting at 1 p.m. And as a reminder, this week we do not have video gaming hour. That will be for next week. I think all of us are already signed up, but if you aren't, anything with Tech Bytes, be sure to sign up on the library's website.
All right, and just to recap for MIT App Inventor, it's the app making process that we need to kind of stick in our brains, kind of like a template that we refer to every time we do create apps, whether it's an MIT App Inventor or different IDEs like Android Studio. all that cool stuff. So number one thing, make the user interface. Now this, for some of you, this might be very redundant, but that's good because we want to memorize this stuff again. Part two is code that interface. So if I click the red button, the drawing pencil should turn to red. That is all coding. This time we're using block code, but in other IDEs, you can use different languages like Java and Swift. And then for MIT App Inventor specifically, the third final step, basically pretty obvious, but we have to run our app to see if it works or not. And the coolest part about MIT App Inventor, I think, is we can run the app on our phones using a QR code. How cool is that? You guys just need to make sure that your phone and your computer that you're coding on or iPad is connected to the same Wi-Fi network, and the run or the upload should work, and you can test your app on your phone. But if you can go on the next slide, Ryan. In order for you to run the app on the phone, you need to download this app called MIT AI2 Companion App. And it's a really simple app that looks like, I'll just show it to you guys. All right. All right, so it looks like this, where you can click on scan QR code and it'll show a camera, and that's where you scan the QR code. Pretty easy. It's the same name for Androids and iPhones. I searched, oh, okay. Right.
Avanish, yeah, so the thing is, when you're creating apps for the App Store, you have to use, I'm not 18 years old. You have to be 18 or older, so you have to use my dad's name. But I'm turning 18 soon, so it will transfer to my name. But yeah, you'll find it under my dad's name. Yeah. Yep.
All right. So yeah, again, as Avanish said, right now you can't deploy your app on the App Store specifically because that's a whole new process. We went over this last week, but this is just for creating apps and trying it on your phone, running it on your phone to see if it works. Yeah.
So the versions we're using right now, you could think of it being like a local version of our app, and eventually, our goal would be to get towards a platform like Android Studio or Xcode, trying to actually deploy stuff. But for now, local versions, and I think you can also send a link of your QR code to people who can download the app and run it. So if you want to share it, that's always possible as well. So talking about creating apps, today we're going to take a quick moment to talk about what this whole process is about. We've talked about how we can sort of create apps, we can drag and drop user elements, attach them to code, right? But here's how the actual app development process goes. It's a lengthy process because we're developing something so sophisticated. It starts off with the brainstorming stage. We talked about, ideas, which we have. Eventually, once we have ideas, we jotted down everything which we want to create. It's then about visualizing it. When you're actually creating apps, it's a good idea to have a whiteboarded idea. In web development all day and algorithmic programming, we often like to pull up the whiteboard and draw out our solution. Well, similarly, when creating an app, it's a good idea to prototype or sort of visualize everything which is going to be going on in your app. So what that consists of, say you want to create an app which allows you to find the nearest grocery store near you, right? So that's a big task. What you want to do probably is go on some website which allows you to prototype and create a mock-down version of your app. So you can see, hey, I want to put a button right here, and if I click this button, this should happen. It doesn't even have to be on a website. It could simply be on a paper and pencil. You just draw out, hey, okay, this is how my main screen of the app's going to look like. If the user clicks this button, it should go towards this screen. Having all that mapped out is super helpful before you actually start coding and dragging and dropping all the user elements and getting much more in depth when actually creating the app. Then what you'll figure out is you usually want to talk with other people, because the thing is, although we will have the best ideas in our head, often is that we're developers, right? We think from one different lens. Once you show it to somebody else, they have different ideas and different opinions which they could offer. So that's often called something like a focus group, getting other people's ideas. Then you go back, brainstorm some more, see how you can change your ideas. And then once you have everything laid out, how you want it to look like, it's actually time to make it how you want it to look like. And that involves the actual coding, going towards, we're using MIT App Inventor today, or using some type of other platform, making apps for Android App Store or the Play Store or the App Store. Then you code, you guys know how the process goes. We code, find errors, debug. We code more, debug. code more and debug, that takes a lot of time, but eventually making our way till the end. So over the past couple of weeks, we've gotten accustomed to this last part of being able to code debug. We've seen it happen through our Spring programs as well. But also what's important to realize is that these first 3 steps, when we're creating actual apps, like, Avanish talking about the app on the App Store have, it takes much more pre-work, not just the code, it's behind the scenes work, which we often don't see. So brainstorming, visualizing, brainstorming, big steps.
Yep, and before we do move on, Ran, can you let me share my screen? So
Yeah.
I have this, I was cleaning out my room, I think yesterday, and I was going through my papers, and I came across, I just took a picture and emailed it to myself, so I'm gonna show that to you guys. All right, so I came across a kind of sketch that I made for a hackathon. I went to Hack Cincinnati, and our team, we brainstormed some sort of volunteer app, and we planned to code it in Xcode. But before that, this was actually like from that, like it was a 24-hour hackathon, and this is what we started from. A sketch with paper and pencil of all the screens that we would go through. And these are the 2 pictures. Yeah. And I just wanted to show you, like, this is a real world example. Even if you're just creating an app for a hackathon or actually starting a whole like project, like 4 to 5 month project, you need to start with a plan, a brainstorming plan. Like, and most of the times it usually starts off with paper and pencil because it's just easier, or I mean, at least for me, it's easier to like put down my thoughts on paper than just type it. But yeah, so I just wanted to show this to you guys. Oh yeah, this is from 2018, 2019, so just a timestamp, but yeah.
Exactly. So it doesn't even have to be anything fancy, simply get a paper and start drawing out what you want to make. And that's going to be very helpful. Even though you think, oh, it's going to take extra time, at the end of the day, once you're actually coding, you're like, hey, what was this supposed to do? It comes out to be very helpful.
Yep. All right, so. All right, so today's focus, last time we just experimented with a button and changing the text. Today we're actually going to work with adding images to our app. We're going to create a new app. So each day in MIT App Inventor that we focus on different aspects of the platform, we're going to make a new app so you can access that app. So today we're going to call it image. And then finally in the last 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to add all of those aspects in a main application that we can get a final product. So today's focus is adding an image to your app. And if we have more time, I have a kind of like a challenge on images. And we kind of want to keep that as a suspense, just going to unravel that once we do finish with adding an image and controlling it through logic. So yeah, time to go on the website, appinventor.mit.edu.
As always, guys, the link will be in the chat, and just hop on in so you can follow along.
Here you go. And I'm going to share my screen. All right, cool. And if you guys go into your dashboards, all right, nice. Start a new project. No, I don't want to. Oh yeah, this is a new MIT App Inventor is now available in the App Store, so you can code on your phones or iPads. This is not. All right. So start a new project, and today's project name is week 3, sorry, week 3 images. I'm gonna press OK, and there we go. Click there, and we have a blank slate, nothing on our screen, no code, and time to get started. Now I'm going to go a little bit slow, so if you guys are coding with me, you guys get caught up. And shout out if you want me to take a break, like 1 or 2 minutes, so you guys can get caught up. Let's get started. So just like always, I mean the past 2 weeks, if we want to do an action, we usually add a button. But since we're starting with images, I'm just going to add an image over here and see how to upload an image from my computer or your iPad and display it on your screen. So that's step 1. And the first part, I dragged an image user interface element on the screen, and it's right over here. Now, if I go into components, I see my image one, and if I click on it, there is no value in that image. So in my media, right underneath components, I'm going to upload file, and upload file, I'm going to choose file from, and you can't see my Finder screen right now, but I'm going to upload an image of a Lamborghini, because Lamborghinis are awesome. All right, cool. So media has my image, but I haven't connected the image, my Lamborghini image, to the image one component. So that's what I'm going to do next. So right here, when I click image one, underneath properties, these are the properties for this element, for this image one element. And I'm going to click on picture, and currently it says none, but right under none is lambo.jpg. That's what I named my Lamborghini image. So I'm going to click on that and press OK. Now I see the image did change, but I am imagining it's a bit too big. So in order to fix that, I'm going to play with the height and the width of that image. Now that both of those are going to be under properties. Let me see the chat if there are. All right, cool. Okay, Rishi, but Lambos are still the best, okay?
Debatable.
All right. So over here, instead of automatic, we're going to fill parent and press OK. So that's a little bit better. And then for width, since we just want to get all of the image inside the frame, we're going to get 100% for the width. And if we press OK, we do get half of the Lambo, but I think over here should be 100% too. I think that should work. There we go. Cool.
That's a cool Lambo.
I know, right, Avanish? Okay.
What type is it?
I think it's an Aventador, but
Oh,
yeah.
It's an Inventor. Yes, it's old, 2016. Sad. What
Oh,
about
God.
the Diablos? What about the Diablos?
Lambos are like
Popular?
not most popular now.
But I'm still a Lambo fan all the way. All right.
Do you have a Lambo?
Huh?
Do you have a Lambo?
Well, I don't, but I got to sit in one just like last week. But yeah. I went to
Where
Gold
did you
Coast,
go to sit?
in Gold Coast in Chicago. You know that Bentley showroom?
Oh, by Perillo?
By what?
The Perillo dealership in downtown?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, nice.
Yeah, so
It says Gold Coast is in Australia.
well, there's a Gold Coast Bentley showroom in Chicago. It's pretty cool, and they let you look at all the cars. There are very cool cars over there. So if you guys want to go, you can go there. All right, let's get back on track. We got our image of a Lambo over here. Now, if we want to test that out on our phones, I'm going to connect to my AI companion, open up my app, scan my QR code. And all right, I see my image on my phone. Cool. So that's step one. Now next, we're going to try to add a button to this image. And to do that, we're going to drag a button right over here. Here's our button. And again, a review from last time. Now we're gonna keep like explaining the steps to you guys until it's kind of like second nature. So, okay, I know. To change the text of my button, I'm going to go to properties. Again, properties is change any characteristic of any element. You just have to click on that element and all the characteristics or properties, of course, are listed. So my name or the text for that button is right over here. So I'm gonna say change image. All right, and that should do it. If I press enter, that should change the text. And now it's time for me to add another media. So on click, I can change the image of this image component. So I'm going to upload another file. Let's see if
So what exactly did you do after you uploaded the Lambo image?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
What exactly did you do after you uploaded the Lambo image?
So after I uploaded the Lambo image, I added an image component. So I dragged and dropped this thing on my screen, clicked on that, changed the properties, the width and the height, so that the image fit in the screen, and that's about it. And then we tested it. Second, we added a button on the screen, and now we're going to make it code it so that if I click on that button, the image changes to another image. All right, so that's where the logic comes in. So we're going to go into blocks. Now in blocks, I'm going to go in button 1. Again, this is something that we did last time as well. So when button 1 dot click, so when the user clicks button 1, do something. What do we want to do? We want to set the image of image 1 to something, right? And let's take a look. Set image 1 dot picture. All right, cool. To let's see. Image 1 dot picture. Is it?
I think you had the right one.
Did I?
The dot picture, right? Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm just questioning myself. Actually, no. It's right here. You know what? Instead of doing this, let's take a picture. How's that? Why am I? Hold on. Okay, how about we?
You uploaded a new image?
It's usually supposed to.
Like I see in your media, you have a BMW also.
There should
Did
be like
you?
a quote.
Yeah, why am I? Okay, I basically did this yesterday. Image 1. No, I don't want image 1. How about we just, in our designer, let's add an image 2 underneath here. And in image 2, we're going to set picture to our BMW concept. Okay, cool. And now, let's go back to blocks. And if we take a look, we're going to set the image 1 picture to image 2. Perfect. And connect that block. Oh, is this not okay?
1 second, Lobby, let's look at this.
Can you show your designer page again?
Here, image 2 dot picture. There we go. So the error that, yes, Avanish, I can go to my designer. So
I don't see the
image
BMW.
2. I'm sorry?
I don't see the BMW.
Yeah, you don't because it's underneath. You'll see it later on.
Okay.
So in our blocks, what I forgot about was when we set a picture of an image. So in an image component, the image component is not the picture itself. It's like an object, so like a container for an image. And then you put that picture, so like the actual photograph inside that image container. But if I have another image container with another photograph and I want to change the photograph of the first one, then I have to change it to the picture of the second image, not the image itself. So if we go ahead and go to connect, look at my phone. So when I did code this before, I did not test this out, but I tested something else out, which I was too excited to actually test this out before. But if this works, then we're gonna go ahead and do the challenge that I was talking about, which I'm really excited about. All right, so I got my button and my image, and if I change the image, this is runtime implementation. There we go, IBM Concept i4, guys. So that works. And
I clicked my change image button, but it's just blank. Should I miss something?
so yeah, so the reason why it is blank is if you go to designer and if you click on image 2, you have to add a picture property to that image 2. So if I click
Okay.
here, instead of none, you have to have another picture. Okay.
It's supposed to be visible, right?
Yeah. You can make it invisible too. It doesn't really matter. It's just for our, just for us to access that picture. All right, so now comes the cool part. I'm going to now change, instead of change the image, I'm going to add another button. And now, drum roll please. Okay. We're going to take an image from our phone and then change this image with that new image that we took. How cool is that? So take picture. So we're going to use a camera. And then once we do take a picture, we're going to go ahead and go to media. And in media, we have this camera, and we're gonna take that, drag and drop it in onto our screen. Now you won't be able to see it on your screen because it's a non-visible component. And basically there aren't any properties to it either. But if you go to blocks, we had our button 2. That's what we're going to click on to take a picture. We're gonna go to button 2, and when button 2, not lost focus. All right. When button 2 is, oh, there you go. When button 2 is clicked, so when button 2 dot click, do something. We're gonna click on camera 1, and we're gonna call camera 1 dot take picture. Easy. And then there's a second step. So once we do take a picture, what do we do with that picture? We'll have to tell the computer or the platform to do something. So when camera 1 dot after picture, that's basically when camera 1 has taken a picture, what do? We want to set the picture of image 1. So we take this same block. I'm just going to copy it. So set image 1 dot picture to, instead of we setting it to image 2 dot picture, we set it to, now look closely, I'm going to click on this red button, image, and I'm going to get image from here. And then drag it and drop it to finish up this block. I'm going to wait a couple of seconds for you guys to catch up. So basically what I did, I didn't touch this at all, but when button 2 dot click, simple, we call camera 1 dot take picture, and we got this block from here when we clicked camera 1. So call camera 1 dot take picture. And then the second part of taking a picture is saving it to that image object that we had. So we went back to that camera 1 and dragged and dropped this yellow block, golden block. And when camera 1 dot after picture, after the picture is taken, do something. So next we have to set image 1 dot picture to whatever image that we do take using the camera. All right, while waiting, I'm going to go ahead and connect my AI companion. And in fact, I'm scanning the QR code every time I do run, but you don't have to. I'm just doing it so we get the process stuck in our minds. But yeah, so this is what my screen looks like. Hold up, before I do run, is there anyone that I should wait for, or we should wait for, who's finishing up some code? Going once, going twice. All right, here we go.
Could you go to the main screen?
The designer, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the first button, change image, works. And here, let me stop sharing so you guys can see my screen clearly. I'm gonna pin. Hi. So, all right, so first button change image works. BMW concept i4. And then second one, take picture. So I'm gonna take a picture of my desk. It's a very unorganized desk, but here I took a picture of my desk and press OK. And once I press OK, the image of the concept i4 is now changed to whatever the picture I just took. How cool is that? So for those of you who are coding with me, let me unpin myself. This is kind of weird. Remove it. Cool. And I'm gonna start.
What height did you put for both of the pictures?
So what do you mean for both? So the only image component that I'm using is image 1. Image 2 I just set for to store my BMW concept i4 image, because right now we don't, at least I don't know how to just take a picture from the media over here. So we're not working with image 2 at all. The only image we're working with is image 1, and that is 100% height and 100% width.
So image 2 is just everything should be automatic.
Yeah, you don't have to change anything for image 2.
Okay.
Or I took the harder way, but you can just click scale picture to fit. But it's nice to know the height, how to work with the height and the width. But yeah, so that's what today was all about. First, we took an image component and we uploaded an image from our computer or iPad onto that component. Second, we changed the image of that component to another image, from Lambo to an BMW concept i4. And then finally, the coolest part was we took a picture on a button click of anything we wanted, and then we uploaded that new image to the image component that we had. So yeah, that concludes the session for today. I'm gonna keep the screen on for a couple more minutes. Actually, is there anyone who's still referring to the screen?
You want to go back to the code, Bobby?
The code? Yeah, sure.
And
Where do you find call camera 1 take picture?
When button 2 is clicked, you find it when you click camera 1 under screen 1.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Yeah.
And as always, guys, this link to the code will be available in our Google Classroom if you need any help, want to go back and refer.
In fact, I don't think the links work in here. I'll try to see if they do, but we can take a picture of the code and the designer screen. So you guys can look at that. Yeah.
You want to go to the designer too?
Yes.
All right. It's all good.
Oh, you're taking the screen. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, so anyone else that is still referring to the screen, either designer or blocks? Yes, no. All right, 3, 2, 1, stop sharing. There is someone in the chat. Oh, oops, okay. Tin, let me show this code. Was that, Tin, are you good? Oh, what are, okay. Okay, I'm just gonna show the code one more time.
No, yeah, that'll be a minute.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
Alrighty, guys. Well, that brings us till the end for the third week of our MIT App Inventor. Each every week, you guys are noticing how we're expanding our toolbox, learning how to add more things to the user interface, and linking that to our code. Today we had camera things, images. Last week more buttons, and going to continue to keep on this process until we can actually start to create some nice sophisticated apps in the final weeks of this program. As always, guys, thank you for coming out today. Remember, tomorrow we got web project development, continuing to work on our new project we started last week. Other than that, nothing else for you. Take care. See you guys tomorrow.
Bye.